Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Everybody loves the Hood, Marvel Rivals' newest addition in Season 9.5, and with a staggering 69% pick rate, I had to put my hand in the pile and see what this character is about. My first impressions of the character, I feel like he's super fun. I'm pretty sure the first game I had, I was just laughing at the pure dopamine I was getting from spraying down the enemies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's wild. What in the world? And people were saying this guy's not broken. Dude, he is insane. What? I'm literally a DPS disguised as a tank right now. It is truly insane. You could tell he has a super high ceiling for playmaking style because he does have a lot of room to get to the back line and kind of make a flashy play with good escape abilities to get out. He has a crazy high damage output. I would say the only thing is he kind of requires good aim. If you're not hitting your shots at the start, it's going to be a little bit harder to ramp up into your demonic state. For what kind of character should try him? I'm going to be a little bit biased here, and I think all people should try him. If you're playing Marvel Rivals, you should definitely try out the Hood. I think this character is just an absolute blast, especially for the tank role. I was low-key talking about getting some tank role action, and if I could play the Hood at all times. I do believe DPS players looking for a tank, because I truly believe the Hood is just a DPS disguised as a tank. I think all tank players should definitely give him a go just to see what he's like, but I think he is amazing, especially if you're a DPS player and DPS gets filled really quick, like it does every single game. You could always just swap over to the Hood and just fake a tank and play DPS tank, as in the Hood. For what role does the Hood fill? He's great into shield tanks, especially tanks like Groot, where they'll leave their walls kind of around. You can just pump damage into the walls and get free demonic energy charges. Same with people like Emma. I also feel like in triple tank setups, he is the perfect slot in for triple tank setups. So I think those are kind of the biggest roles he fills. There was a lot of times where you would have to ban Groot or things like that, where you didn't have the Punisher available or if the Punisher was banned, and I think he can fill that role extremely well, especially if you have another tank that's gonna go shield tank. What mistakes do new Hood players make? I feel like over-aggression is hands down the biggest mistake. This kind of has subcategories of ability timing and comboing. With over-aggression, there's many times where you'll start winning a game and you'll start getting into more and more aggressive positions, and then they'll catch you in a CC chain and you won't be able to left shift out of that fight, and it definitely takes you a few times to kind of realize when and when not to go in. I feel like comboing not enough is also something very big. Once you hit your demonic, your half demonic state with both guns, you should really be comboing that with your other abilities to just do the most damage you possibly can. Those two in unison, I feel like, are real easy mistakes for new Hood players to make. If you like Marvel Rivals content, or if you want to see a character featured on the channel, definitely leave a like and comment down below. Also, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, only a small portion of viewers are subscribed, so I beg of you, please help me out here. Okay, now I'm just gonna like walk through the abilities. So the normal attack, I have no accursed energy right now. And then we'll bump this up to 50. And we get the attack speed buff. And then it goes to 100, and this is the half demonic state. And you can see my right click is now a gun. Now this is going to be the right click. Quick shield around me. The left shift is the free flight. And then the E is going to be the veil. Shoot through it, get extra demonic energy. I'm also going to get up to 50% demonic energy. And then I'll show you the increased shield, because I do say it gets much bigger with the 50%, and it does get much bigger. The final ability for the Hood is his ultimate ability, where you fire 6 piercing shots that not only pierce characters but also pierce barriers. Now, the word barriers is used loosely here, and I'll show you what I mean a little bit later, but it also grants bonus health to himself and allies close enough on hit with the ability, and the 6th shot does the most damage. So we tested this, and I don't know if it's just because they used the term barrier, but Marvel Rivals use that quite loosely. So we tested this with Namor, it does not work. We tested this with Cloak and Dagger in the Ice team up, it does not work. We tested this with Groot Walls, it does not work. We tested this with Mag. The bubble is not a barrier, so you cannot shoot through it, but you can break it. The shield you can shoot through. Now the obvious ones that we tested were Emma, it does shoot through. Invisible Woman, it does shoot through. And Strange, it shoots through. And then a little bit of a side note, the bonus health it gives you, you have to be within 7 meters, and the first shot he hits will give you 119 bonus health, and the second shot will cap you at the bonus health with another 81 bonus health, which is all good to know. And this one should just do extra, and you can see it did more damage. I'm so sorry, this is going to be a quick little one, but I forgot to show that you could cancel these. So if I'm running, I can actually left shift again and cancel it early. If you left shift, and then you left shift again, you can end it earlier. Left shift, end flight. You can see the little tab that says end flight. And then the same thing with my demonic charge. I also said you could end that, and I did not record that. So let's get this so I can go. And then once you hit about 45, you can exit it early. You'll have a little proc. I'll go one more time just to show. So once you get up. Now for some reason I don't know why this is at 45, but once you hit 45-ish, you can exit early. For best situation maps, team comps for him, I would say into shield tanks, he's probably the best, / if you have another shield tank on your team, does really well with most comps. I would for sure say avoid him as your solo tank. It's going to be a little bit more rough as he doesn't have much protection. Besides that, I think most comps and most situations he'll work very well into. He does good into flyers, he does good into poke, and he does pretty well into dive. I would avoid the Wolverines, and I would avoid the solo tank. First things first, let's talk about team-ups. I genuinely really enjoy the Wanda team-up. I think giving you that extra ability and the teleport is very nice. Now, with that being said, if you do have a Moon Knight on your team, I do think the New Moon Shadow is kind of a must pick. The enhanced effect is kind of insane with the hood because your attacks that pass through gain the bounce effect. That with an addition of Moon Knight on your team is just crazy damage output. I mean, I versed this in ranked and it's quite insane the damage that they can put out. But I do favor running the Wanda team up when there is not an enhancement in the game. However, if there is a Moon Knight, I highly recommend running the New Moon Shadow. Another thing to note while you're playing the hood is you can actually press your Wanda team up, press your ultimate, and then teleport with the Wanda team up. And you actually teleport in your ultimate ability. That is just something I really wanted to know, and I thought that was a really cool interaction. The final verdict of the hood. Is he a must learn? I would arguably say yes. I think this character is an amazing spot. I think he fits perfectly into the meta. I think he's a great answer into other tanks and other characters / comps. I don't think he's overhyped. If anything, I would almost argue that he's underhyped. From what I've heard from certain people and what I'm seeing online, I think a lot of people's opinions of him are a little bit underrated, and they're kind of, I don't know if they're just seeing somebody play him poorly or something like that, but I think this character is really, really strong. I don't know if I would have used the word overpowered. I don't know if I'd go that far, but he is in a great spot. And I'm kind of surprised with the feedback I was getting from him because a lot of people are underappreciating him. And I think he's a great choice and someone you should definitely learn. If you're a DPS player and you have to fill tank and you don't like any of the other tank, you need to try the hood. Like 1000% need to try the hood. Any other case, I definitely recommend trying him out. He was super fun for me. I don't know if I'm just an aggressive player, but I loved his playstyle and I loved playing him. So definitely give him a shot. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out some of the latest videos. But I hope you have a great day, night, morning, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.